Hello everybody and welcome to David's Garage. Today I'm going to be unboxing the Axeman boot in Burgundy by the Urban Wolf Club Company. So this boot company I came across on Reddit. I saw a review for one of their boots, and in the review it was mentioned that these were $150, and when I went on their website, I mean, they had a pretty decent selection and all their boots were priced at $150. And when I saw that they had free shipping and returns to the US, I thought, wow, I really have to try these boots to see if they're worth the $150. So these boots are $150 shipped to the US. From what I can see, this is an absolute steal if the boot is good quality. And just from glancing at it on their website and looking at it right now, I mean, this probably has to be the best boot for the value. I mean, at that $150 price point, I mean, you're beating Thursday, you're beating Craft and Glory, and I purchased this boot because I like the way it looks and I think it looks like it has really good build quality. So, Urban Wolf Club Company is a company out of Mexico, and I'm pretty sure they're based in Leon, Mexico, which is where Thursday boots are manufactured, where Drew's boots are manufactured. Their website is actually not too bad. It definitely looks like a company that's just starting out, and from my understanding, Urban Wolf Club Company is only a few years old. When I looked at their website and I saw their options, I liked the Axeman boot in Burgundy, so I figured I'd give it a try. So I messaged the Urban Wolf Club Company on Instagram, and I reached out to them and I asked them if they could do some modifications on my order. And what I asked them to do is I asked them to do four things. I wanted to see if they had a lug sole, because the sole on their website doesn't have lugs on it, and so they were kind enough to put on this lug sole. I asked them if they could add some more speed hooks, which they did. I asked for 4 sets instead of just 2, and they did. And then I also asked them to not do the logo of the Axeman on the ankle of the boot. So they said, yeah, sure, no problem. And the fourth thing I asked them to do was to please not line the shaft of the boot. Because I don't really care for extra lining in the shaft of the boot on the quarters. They still lined it in the vamp for the toes. But I just asked them, because on their website they describe their boot as fully leather lined, and on some people's reviews I saw that they had sort of like a black glove leather for the lining on the interior of the boot. And I asked them to just leave the quarters unlined, and so yeah, they were kind enough to make those changes for me at no extra cost, which is really nice. You know, it's definitely a huge plus. So I placed my order through their website, and it took approximately 2 weeks for these boots to arrive. And the person I messaged on Instagram to request the changes, they responded to my message probably within a couple of minutes. And yeah, I just placed my order through their website like they instructed me to, and it was super easy, and they accepted PayPal, so that's nice. I always like it when a website accepts PayPal. That's my preferred way to pay. This boot, it's just a standard service boot. It has a leather midsole, leather heel stack, looks like it's a mini lug sole, and the tongue is not gusseted, but there is the leather lining in the toe vamp. So these boots come with cotton wax laces and then also leather laces. So the Urban Wolf Club Company doesn't specify where they get their leather. I'm pretty sure they just describe it as a full grain leather. I'm assuming this is a locally sourced leather in Mexico. The leather, you know, it's not super stiff. It's actually got a nice temper to it, but it still feels thick and substantial. But yeah, I do really like the look of this boot. The leather is actually a lot darker than when compared to their website. The reason why I didn't want to have them line it in the quarters was because I don't like to have excess leather just wrapped around my ankle for no reason. I mean, it might give the boot a nicer finished look on the inside, and it may actually make it easier to slide your foot inside the boot. But for me, what was more important, just have it nice and flexible in the ankle and not too stiff. But this feels like a good leather, you know, and it's perfect. I didn't, you know, I'm happy that I got it unlined. This boot has a removable leather insole, similar to the Craft and Glory boots. But as you can see, there's nails in the heel, but they don't go under the heel. They actually go around the heel. And so, and these nails, when I'm feeling these nails with my finger, because in the Craft and Glory Task boot, they were screws, but here I can see that they're just nails. When I'm feeling these nails with my finger, they're actually not sticking up. They're actually pressed down into the footbed. Whereas with the Craft and Glory Task boot, the screws that were directly underneath the heel, they were actually protruding upward. They were actually sticking out from the footbed. So they weren't flush and they weren't pushed in. So these are sunken, these nails are sunken pretty good. I'm not too worried about these. But I like that there's a removable insole on these boots. I don't really care for gusseted tongues unless I'm buying a boot specifically for a work reason. But these boots, they're not gusseted. I think it's fine. The tongue's not too stiff. Feels like it's the same leather here, but looks like they kept the leather lining on the tongue, which is fine. Another thing that they add, I think, which is nice, is look, they have a lace hook here on the tongue to help stop the tongue from sliding if the tongue starts sliding on you. So this is a Goodyear welt construction. You can tell this is an actual Goodyear welted boot because this definitely looks like it was sewn by a machine. It doesn't look like it was sewn by hand. It's definitely a lot more uniform than the stitching and the welt on the Craft and Glory boot. So don't confuse hand sewn welts or hand lasted boots as a negative. To me, that's an upside to a boot. If a boot is made by hand lasting and hand stitching the welt, I mean, that's a plus. I mean, that should make the boot more expensive, not less. Goodyear welted boots are good quality construction. It's the only difference is just that this is sewn by a Goodyear machine. So I'm pretty sure that the way the footbed is constructed is there is the, looks like there's the removable insole, and then under the removable insole is that leather footbed. And then there is cork filling, which fills the cavity created by this welt. And I'm pretty sure it has a steel shank in there directly under the footbed. That's just to give your arch more support, basically to make this portion under the heel more rigid. So here's the sole. On Urban Wolf Club Company's website, they just describe their soles as military grade rubber. Military grade. I'm sure this is just a locally sourced sole that they get in Mexico, and it feels quite nice. The rubber does not feel super hard. It does feel like a pretty soft rubber. I bet you that this softer rubber sole probably wears faster, but the benefits of having a softer rubber sole is that they're more grippy. These can be easily resoled. I can take them to my local cobbler and just have them slap on a new sole if these do wear out. So I got 2 extra speed hooks, and I'm happy I did that because I just like making it easier to take off my boots and put them on. And I think, I think 4 eyelets is enough. I know some people's preferences may differ, but this is just my preference, and I'm happy I went with it. Eyelets feel good. I like that the backing looks pretty good. Doesn't look like there's too much there that will dig into the tongue. I just hope that these, when I pull these hard, they can stay put and I don't rip these out, but only time will tell. All right. Let's try these bad boys on. Wow, these fit great. Yeah, these fit perfectly. They feel very similar to my Iron Rangers. So I just went with my average boot size. What I usually get in Heritage boots, in P&W boots, I get a size 10. So half size down from my average shoe size. I just got a size 10, and these fit perfectly. They're actually not too tight. They're I can feel some room here. It's not like super grippy on the waist of my foot. So I actually like that, because that means I can tie these pretty tight. So I mean, these don't have high arches, so the arch support is the same that you get on your average boot, which is good. Definitely doesn't feel flat. I can definitely feel there is a slight bump where my arches are. Not high like on the 55 last for P&W boots, but I would compare this, just like to any average boot like Iron Ranger. Has decent, at least it has something under my foot, and it doesn't feel like there's a dip or it's flat. So I like that. I like the look of this last and the shape of this boot. So that's why I got them. And then I also got them because I like you have a leather footbed, you have a steel shank, you have cork filling and this leather midsole, and you have a leather heel stack. The finishing on these is pretty nice. I mean, the stitching looks great. Everything looks really nice. So to get a made-to-order boot for $150 with free shipping and returns, it was simply something that I actually had to try. And, the fact that you can just message these guys on Instagram or wherever. They do also communicate through WhatsApp. I mean, to be able to do those changes that I asked for at no extra cost, it's simply a really good value. That's all it is. That's all I'm saying, is that they're a really good value. I'm going to do a 1-month review on these. I hope you guys subscribe and follow my channel so that way you can see my 1-month review on these, because I'm going to be honest and I'm going to tell you what I really think about these boots. But I am really happy that I bought them. And then tell me what you guys think of these boots at this price range. And do you think you would prefer these over Thursday boots? Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next video.